Welcome back to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're gonna continue the trial from last time.
Good job, good job.
Look, I don't need to know words.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's the one. Oh, never mind. I'm dumb.
Oh, yeah. It's the last one that's saved.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
It all makes sense now. Baby. I'm sorry, our cat has joined us, and we're obsessed with her.
She's an old lady.
Old baby.
Mm-hmm.
Decrepit.
Yeah.
But baby. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, does it? Rinosuke would never say that. He'd be like, that's why this trial got weird stuff, right?
How do you know the word peculiarities, Rinosuke? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible.
Me.
Yeah, you. You are now under the bus. All because the victim was an Englishman.
Yeah, Dr. Wilson was a white guy. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is... Oh, shit. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Baby. Look at her little face.
Yeah.
She's plotting.
Oh dear, look at the time. I better be going.
Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer.
Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this.
Arby's?
See you in English class tomorrow then, partner.
Oh my god, stop that. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Because I don't. Hey. That guy's white.
At a Western restaurant?
At a Western restaurant? I've seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello.
Bad idea.
Small.
Are you gonna be able to focus on the game?
I'm sorry, she's just so baby. So I went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson.
Now then, let me pose my next question to you, Defendant Naruhodo.
Okay, Your Excellency.
How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death.
The cause of death. Well, obviously, that was,
Rinosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence.
By evidence? But how?
Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Do it now.
Right now?
I bet it's that pin.
It's the pin!
Okay.
Yes! Oh, well... According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it.
Whoa, I was reading. What's your problem? Sorry, yes, the post-mortem report.
In the West, a doctor dissects the corpse to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way.
Sounds inaccurate. Well, as long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later, I'm going to wipe that from my mind.
It's gone already! This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
Whoa.
Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record.
Not to be like that guy. But where's the blood?
Shh.
I know.
They can't show that.
Yeah, they can.
I mean, they can, yeah. Especially because it's black and white.
Well, not only that, but they do. Later. There's blood all over the place later.
That's true. I mean, I think they're, well,
I mean, I have my suspicions as to why.
well, yeah. There's definitely potential reasons.
So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. No, it isn't. Alright? I want everybody to know that the photographic prints back in those days were fucking not as good as nearly as good as they are in this game. And actually, a skilled artist would do a much better job.
I mean, I think that probably like a picture of a dead body would be like pretty okay because you could use whatever exposure time you needed. It's the moving stuff that would look garbage.
It's still not like a great resolution.
Oh yeah.
Like,
But the thing is,
and
like,
not like even remotely like a useful resolution, whereas like you could have someone draw it and it would still be a useful resolution.
I mean, well, because the thing with drawing is that like there's still like a lot of human error of someone just like choosing not to include a detail.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know if you've like seen like the really old photos where like you can't see anyone on the city streets because the exposure time is so long that humans are just zooming. Very well. I am satisfied with your answers.
Okay, good.
Let us start the trial.
Man, Cosmo, this is the first test I've passed on the first try.
Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
No, they weren't. This is it then.
I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind.
What? Do you mean... Doctor?
I believe in you, Ryunosuke.
Toba?
Good job, Ryunosuke.
The guy we just met.
Good job, you remembered. Yes, clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant.
Okay. When he was talking to me before, he said... Kazuma Osogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. I'm the one getting distracted.
Why? She's lying down, like, cute.
Uh-huh.
Look at her.
Is it? She is curled up into a little ball.
Yeah. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he?
Is that a euphemism?
Ryunosuke doesn't know what a euphemism is.
Is that like a word you use instead of saying something like dick?
Is that a sex joke?
Maybe, but any help you can give me would be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. I don't know how to be a lawyer.
Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats.
Only if you rein that crazy headband and control your cold stares first. I can't control how sweaty I am. Oof. My fave. My mans.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course, my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at a Western-style restaurant called Le Carnaval.
Are you okay? Are you dying of tuberculosis? Do you have consumption?
On the white towel.
On the white towel.
It's a regular occurrence. It doesn't really bother me.
It probably should. I'm not a doctor, but...
As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery, 3 days ago.
Why is he talking like this, huh?
Because he's a pretentious jackass.
Yeah, I'm like... Sir, like... Did you memorize the thesaurus but wrongly?
Do you not remember how he acts to like all the English people too?
Oh right.
He's a bootlicker.
He's a bootlicker. He's a bootlicker who doesn't know how to fucking use words.
Mm-hmm. Understood, Hosonaga-san. You will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the Inspire Lawyer Boy, please.
Okay. Perspiring, maybe, but aspiring? My ass is the only dry part of me right now.
It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few dinners that time of day. Diners. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3
and you were
tables
serving
still
dinner?
occupied.
That fits in with my memory of it too, except for the part where there was dinner. There's hardly anyone in the place. Can somebody get this guy a doctor?
It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried to the dining area to see what had happened.
But he's so sickly and hot.
I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes! Yeah! Hold on, let me just clarify something here. Well, I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the fucking floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him with it. I don't know how a gun works.
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw. You amateur!
Whoa, buddy! Sorry for...
The next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, Defendant Naruhodo.
But your excellency!
Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back.
I guess.
For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness.
Okay.
If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student.
What did he just say? I will say that, like, say what you want about reader fix. I did find one that was a threesome with him and Sholmes. And I was like, this person wrote this for me before I even knew what these games were. So I'm pretty sure it was written back in like 2022.
Probably.
There was no one else around that table? That's not what I remember.
What's the matter, Ryunosuke?
That's not true. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table.
Really?
That's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? So...
I mean, the option for these games is almost always do the thing.
Yeah.
And we can...
Yeah, save me before I fucking ruin everything.
Yes!
Yeah, just a moment, please. If Dr. Wisdom wasn't alone that day, I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Shut up.
Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud.
Or maybe I've just never been in a courtroom before. Are you out of your mind?
Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
I'm not. I never claimed to be. I just said I was going to defend myself.
Yeah.
I'm sure of what I saw.
Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone.
I don't believe it.
He's so... I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume.
This man draws better than, like, most engineers.
Well, I mean, there's a reason for that.
He's an engineer?
No. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone.
What? Where's everyone else in this stupid fucking restaurant then? Where am I?
Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter.
Bet?
Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He was completely calm and collected, until now.
Something certainly seems to have shaken him. Maybe it's all that fucking coughing he's doing. The waiter's business card has been added to the court record.
So, the court has now heard a precise of the they keep using this word.
Precis.
I hate this word. Precis. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna look it up to see if that's actually how it's pronounced.
The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo?
Yeah.
It's...
Précis.
Précis?
Précis.
Hate that.
Hate that. Well, obviously it's a friggin' French word, and... You know how I feel about French?
Mm-hmm.
I say this because I am speaking English, but I would primarily describe my language interpretation as Spanish. In which almost every letter is to be pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
Except for H.
Yeah.
H is like a mouthfeel placeholder.
Yeah.
Unlike half the French language. Yes, Your Excellency.
If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense, if you are determined to pursue the matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime.
What do you think I should do, Kazuma?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm gonna be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is weird as heck, dude, about these peculiarities. You said it. Fuck. Dr. Mikotoba said it.
Mm-hmm.
And so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this.
As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it?
No, the only thing I would throw in your face.
If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke.
Oh, okay. Oh!
The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses.
Kazuma, that's not what I said.
Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Kazuma, please. Please don't exacerbate the unfortunate nature of my situation.
Indeed. Prosecutor Ouchi, please continue with proceedings.
I actually have to try to play him as, like, being less confident just because, like, at this point in time, I've been in court many times, so I'll start, like, trash talking, but, like, we're not there yet.
Yeah.
You know?
He hasn't even met his nemesis yet.
He hasn't even met his nemesis yet, and I am so ready.
Well, you are warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be.
I don't think anybody says either of those things about you. I'm pretty sure they're like, that guy's annoying as hell.
Yeah.
I wish he would shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he's like, I can be your angel or your devil.
And they're like, what if you were neither?
What if you were not here?
That's why he prosecutes murders. So that because the victim's dead, they can't complain. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck mouth of yours will be silenced forever.
Bet.
The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Bet.
Very well, officer. Bring forth the witnesses at once.
Bet.
I'm gonna have to figure out these voices.
I found one of the odd jelly beans on the floor, and now I'm like, God, I kind of want jelly beans.
There's still some upstairs. Hey guys, this is Nikki. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, hit random buttons under the video. I think YouTube likes that. I'm the one in charge of the comment section, so just say whatever you want. I don't care. It's engagement. If you want to contact us or send us art, there's some links in the description. Have a good day.